This case is taken from the David Paulides book, Missing 411, Eastern United States. Doughton Park is a rural 7,000-acre, heavily wooded area near McGrady, North Carolina. The park contains many of the old settlements from the pioneer days and is known for its trout fishing and many hiking trails. Doughton Park is a state park approximately 100 miles northeast from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, but is in the same mountain range. The other thing to note about that park that I found out was that there's over 30 miles of trails, and it's the biggest recreational park in that whole area. This specific case takes place in mid-March 2007, when Michael Albury went camping with his Boy Scout troop in the wilds of Doughton Park. On Saturday, March 17th, Michael had slept late and found himself in camp with another leader. Michael stayed in camp and ate lunch when the other scouts returned. At approximately 1 p.m., the other boys realized that Michael was missing, and they notified their leaders and adults. A cursory search of the area around the campsite was completed, and the boy wasn't located, and authorities were notified. Late in the first night, Michael was missing. Searchers found the boy's mess kit less than a mile from the camp. Searchers thought they were converging on the boy and felt positive. National Park Service, State Park Service, and the county and state personnel all assisted in the search for Michael. Searchers were compromised at an early point when rain hit the search area and hindered the SAR process. SAR means search and rescue. During the first few days of the search, SAR commanders brought in an FLIR-equipped helicopter. FLIR is front infrared, so they can see heat signatures, or it's like radar, I guess, but heat radar. You can detect people on the mountains, and they use it to cover a wide area, because otherwise, that's a lot of ground. 7,000 acres, because you don't know how far this boy got, so he could be anywhere, realistically. So they used planes like this in this situation to find them faster, because the faster you find them, the higher chance they have of being alive. But unfortunately, in this situation so far, they didn't find anything useful at all. When Monday morning arrived and Michael was still not found, the searchers became alarmed and felt that foul play may be involved, as they couldn't find a reason why they hadn't found the boy. In a very strange turn of events, the FBI arrived at the SAR Center and stated that they were monitoring the search for Michael. The FBI does not participate in searches for missing people, ever. They are only involved when a crime has occurred, and that crime must usually cross state lines for this jurisdiction to be activated. They will, however, become involved in some crimes at the request of the local jurisdiction. I find it highly unusual that the FBI agents would be monitoring a case this early, unless they knew something that the press hadn't been told, that the search and rescue hadn't been told, that nobody else had been told. But in the case here, David Paulides mentions that there actually are quite a few missing children reports in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, just 100 miles south. So maybe the FBI was there to oversee it, because there have been so many other ones in the area, 3 days after Michael disappeared, the searchers were approximately 1 mile from where he was last seen and saw the boy near a creek. A March 21st, 2007 article in the Washington Post said that searchers found the boy disoriented but able to talk with the searchers. A March 21st Fox News story stated the following: Albury father said Michael still hadn't been able to tell them exactly what happened to him and the whole story. He says he's not really aware of how many days he was out there. After Michael was found, the press was notified, and the local law enforcement had issued an area-wide missing person alert as a precaution should the boy have gotten outside the search area. And then he says, "Wow, I know this isn't usually done when children are lost in the woods. They are usually really lost. The idea that local law enforcement got the FBI involved and then made an area-wide alert tells me someone somewhere had concerns that weren't expressed to the press. This is one of the few times when an SAR in the Great Smoky Mountains area was successful in finding a young person alive. This is another case in which Michael should politely but intensely be interviewed to understand all of the facets behind his disappearance. An understanding of what happened to Michael may help searchers in this area the next time someone goes missing. To completely understand what happened to Michael, David Paulides suggests that he should undergo a round of hypnosis, which I know to some people might sound a little hokey, like hocus pocus, but sometimes in crimes, when someone's undergone like a traumatic experience, law enforcement will call in like a hypnotist to put them under like in a state of hypnosis so they can recall what happened to them kind of without it affecting their conscious mind, because a lot of that stuff is stored in the subconscious is my understanding. So this is one of the cases where the things actually worked out well enough and they found the boy alive. I myself have been lost in the woods before with a Boy Scout troop, although not in like a national park this size, but in Canada I was at a campsite and we had gotten lost in the woods. It was in like I think it was in February. We did like a little winter camp thing. There was like barracks all set up for us and everything, military style, and we cooked over a fire and all that stuff. It was kind of rough, not gonna lie, but we did get lost on a hike the next day. The hike was only supposed to take about 45 minutes, and the hike ended up taking 4.5 hours. You can imagine how unhappy the parents were after that. But it just goes to show that like you can very easily get lost in the woods, especially when like everything looks the same and you're alone. And then like in his case, he was alone, so you never know what can happen. So just this one was a lucky one, but everybody should still stay safe. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Maybe not share, because I don't want certain people to see these videos, but like and comment, I guess, is the best one, and subscribe. That'd be great. And have a good night.